So there are two different ways of treating generally. We have the pharmaceutical approach and then we have more of a natural approach. So the pharmaceuticals, and many of us are pretty familiar with that, finasteride, minoxidil, dutasteride. These are the topicals, they're orals as well. But the thing of it though is that they are making the follicle and making hair growth through a chemical interaction, whether it is increasing blood flow as minoxidil does, whether it is changing the how much testosterone turns into DHT as finasteride does. It's changing something chemically. The problem though is if you stop using it, the benefits go away. So someone, I think I briefly saw someone was saying, do I have to stay on this for life? Well, if that is the only way that you are treating your hair loss, then yeah, if you want to continue having hair growth. But as we're talking about, there are other options. There are potential side effects, as we probably know, and it's more or less like, you're over fertilizing that plant. The natural way of looking at things, though, we were thinking about essential oils and carrier oils. And now, instead of forcing these changes, we're nourishing the scalp and helping it to signal that now it is balanced again. You're working with your body's own healing capacity. Remember the very first thing that I said? Listen to what your body is telling you, because your body knows exactly what it needs. And it's trying to tell you that. Okay. They're sustainable. And eventually, what tends to happen is because you're restoring balance, you may be able to go on more of a maintenance as opposed to I always have to do something. Okay. And you're nurturing those roots. We're not outsmarting nature, we're just helping her. So, what are the ways that the botanicals can kind of help? Well, for circulation and growth, if you think about it, rosemary, peppermint, eucalyptus, what do those do when you put them on your skin if you're using an essential oil? They're tingly. They actually stimulate growth. Okay, so that microcirculation is going to increase. Two, inflammation and scalp health. Anybody use turmeric? Which is wonderful for inflammation. Tea tree is going to help with that, help and kind of get the microbiome, what we say, back in order. So a lot of us think of the gut microbiome, which is all of the organisms that we have. So whether it's bacteria, viruses that are all there in our gut, we have them everywhere. It's on our skin, and we have a scalp microbiome. So tea tree is going to help reestablish the right microbiome for our scalp. And then finally, we have nourishment and strength. So if you think about it, these are the oils that are going to bring back strength into your hair. The avocado, jojoba, the argan, and castor oil. How many people, this always makes me laugh when I think about this, but how many people, when they were growing up, if you got sick or even if you threatened to get sick, your mom or your grandma would give you a big old tablespoon of castor oil, right? And I don't know about you, it was disgusting, but it helps. It's wonderful. It really is good for nourishment and strength. Yes, your mom would give it to you, right? Oh my goodness. It was disgusting. It was so disgusting. And it was like a tablespoon of oil, right? Anyway, but they are rich in the fatty acids that we need, the vitamin E and the biotin precursors. So a lot of us know about biotin. And yes, biotin is important, but it's not the only nutrient we need. We just talked about vitamin D, the omega-3s, all of those things as well. Okay. So remember those growth signals we talked about before. So now let's talk about how these essential oils help. So IGF-1, the growth fuel, rosemary helps support that signal. VEGF, the circulation driver, eucalyptus oil boosts circulation. So does peppermint, as we were just talking about. The other catenins, the restart, waking up those dormant follicles, getting them back off the couch, that was castor oil. Like it or not, it works. And then finally, the human growth factor, the follicles, we want to help them to complete those cycles, and argan oil helps with that one. So there are specific oils that now we know they have a specific job and why they do what they do.